Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be trying to finish the Vauxhall Vectra. Today we're going to be trying to finish the Vauxhall Vectra and get it ready for sale. We've got a few little bits and pieces I want to get done. First of all, I want to give it a service. Second of all, I want to refurb those wheels. And then third, give it a really good polish, try and get rid of as many scratches as possible and just genuinely give it a good tidy up. So, let's get cracking. We've got an oil filter, fuel filter, other way around, oil filter, fuel filter, oil, air filter and a cabin filter. So the cabin filter is what filtrates the circulation of the air inside the cabin. So it normally gets clogged with leaves and stuff like that that get drawn in from the outside air intake for the interior fan. So it's always good to get that changed every so often. Obviously air filter, same thing, but that's for the engine rather than the cabin. And then obviously fuel filter, oil filter with some oil. So I've already jacked her up and got rid of the horrible under trays. So now it's time to drop the oil. Right, so I've just dropped the oil out, and as you can see it went really, really well. Didn't drop any oil anywhere, not. That was the toughest sump plug nut I've ever had to undo. Now I've got to try, don't know if I'll be able to get it on camera, but here is the oil filter housing, which I now need to try and get undone to replace the oil filter. Right, so the oil filter is now removed. I actually found it easier to get it from the top. What you do is you literally pull off the filter from the original housing. So I'm just going to pop this one in place. That's now slotted home. And you've also got these little rubber rings, which I've taken off, but one sits in here, one sits in there. Make sure you always wear gloves with this. I've just taken mine off and already got covered in oil, but especially diesel engine oil, used diesel engine oil, it's extremely carcinogenic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop these rubber rings on, and then we can get this popped back in, and then fill it up with oil. I just removed the air filter, and as you can see, that's kind of the color it should be. This is what it's looking like, and there's all this rubbish all in the box, all on the filter. So I'm going to make sure this is nice and clean, put the new filter in and put that back into the car. Shiny new filter. I can't imagine this fuel filter has been replaced anytime soon. That is absolutely disgusting, and the diesel that came out of the filter housing was full of bits and everything. So obviously the new filter isn't the same, but that's nice and white. So let's pop this in. And then I've got to try and fill it back up with the diesel and then give it a start. Little rubber seal here, I'm just going to take off. I've got a nice shiny new one here that I'm going to pop back on. Pop the filter in place, screw it all together, put it back in, fill it back up with the diesel, and then hopefully give it a start, keep the revs up so that all the fuel gets purged through, keeps that container nice and full, so it doesn't stall, because if it stalls then obviously you then got to try and bleed the system or keep turning it over until the system bleeds itself. So I'm going to pop this on, put the filter on and then give that a go. Fuel filter now complete, engine is running nice and smoothly. Just leave the ignition on for a little while, you'll hear the fuel pump priming the filter anyway. Wait for it to stop, you'll probably hear some bubbles and stuff from the tank where it returns and gets rid of the air. And then give it a start. It might take a little bit longer to start than usual, but here's the result. So, last and final item is the cabin filter, which I will tackle next. The cabin filter on here is literally just located under this skull here. So if you remove this rubber strip, and then I might need to get a screwdriver. No. Lift that up, and you can see it's just here. Look. See if I can do this one-handed. So lift that clip up, lift that clip out. There we go, like that. Both clips now removed. I should be able to look at all the feathers and all the rubbish. This filter has stopped from getting through into the cab and then blowing out the aircon vents. So I'm just going to grab the new one, pop it in. Job's a good one. Cabin filter, you'll notice on the top that it shows the airflow. So obviously it's going to be going into the cabin that way. So we're going to want to put the filter in that way. So I'm just just going to pop this in, and then we will start the aircon inside the car and see how it feels. So I've just blown any remaining rubbish that might have got sucked back through vents. I've given it a good go, and do you know what? It feels absolutely brilliant. Might have even increased the pressure a little bit because now it's got a nice clear run. Sorted. So there we go, we've now given the Vectra a major service. If you'd taken this to a garage, it would have been a major service. The minor service would have just been oil and filter change, so in the first step. However, because we've changed the fuel filter, cabin filter, that's when you start getting into major service territory. I already know that this car has had all the brakes done before this last MOT, and it's done about 2,000 miles since. So I know that everything on this car is tip top. So as you can see, I've now finished all 4 wheels, and I think you'll agree they look a damn sight better. I just want to get rid of the overspray on the tyres, but we're going to do that when I give this all a final clean and buff it up with my dual action polisher. So that's the next step, so let's get cracking. Right, so off camera I've just given the car a really quick wash and dried it over with a microfiber towel, and I've now just gone over with some paint cleansing panel wipe, which is really good because it should now remove all the contaminants on the car. Now, I'm no way a detailer, so I don't really know the ins and outs of proper car washing techniques. I know there's a lot of guys out there, especially on YouTube, that do an absolutely stunning job. I'm not one of them. I just want to get this paint a little bit better than what it looks like now. So I'm just now going to get the machine polisher, and I'm going to try and get this paintwork a little bit better than what it is now. So that's the front end of the car all nicely polished now. As you can see by the shine, it's a damn sight better than what it used to be. Obviously it's not going to be perfect with the age of the vehicle, however I'm a lot happier than what it looks like now. Now we just need to do the rest of the car. I'm not going to bore you with that, so join me when it's all done. Here's the finished article. The whole car is now completely polished. I removed as much of the overspray from the alloys as I can. The car's done. Right, so I wanted to get this changed. I have got a new one. Sadly, the gear knob I've ordered won't be here for another couple of weeks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a tidy up and a paint, see how that looks. But the main important thing is to get this replaced. I'm going to do that now. So it's going to look from this to that. I think you'll agree, that looks a damn sight better. I quickly gave this a spray paint as well, so it's actually neatened it up quite a bit. I'm hoping that the other gear knob will arrive before the new buyer. However, I think that looks a damn sight better. So I also took the car for an MOT this week, and it's passed. It did have to have a offside front caliper replaced as the brake imbalance was incorrect, and it did also have to have an inner CV joint gaiter replaced. However, it's now got a full 12 months MOT. The car is now absolutely completely done, so it's time to put it up for sale. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.